It's weird kasi to say that my biological family is one of the triggers of my condition, pwede siyang maiwasan sana eh. It just got even more triggered with being treated like hindi ako tao. Silent treatment is the worst thing that you could ever do to a person. You feel like less of a person. Hi, my name is Marian, and I am a working student. I was given to my foster family when I was probably around 6, 7 months old, my guess. And then I think back and forth, nandun ako binibigay sa biological mother ko. Until at one point, they processed it as foster care na officially. I was around 11 months old. That was in the year 2008. Never siya tinago sa akin. In a way na somehow I grew up knowing na I was in a foster care family. My adoptive mom knew of the effects of having a foster child or an adoptive child being kept away from his family. Naging aware siya doon and talagang hindi niya ako tinago na makilala talaga ang pamilya ko. Yung mother ko, though she wasn't showing up a lot, even though I didn't know her much, she was very much involved in my life kasi mangangamusta siya or nagtatry talaga siya to be a parent. I grew up knowing a bit about my mom pero I didn't really know much about her kasi I would only see her probably once every 6, 7 months. So that ganun kadalas lang. I never really called her mama until I was 15 or 16 kasi kinikilala ko pa siya. I called my parents Mama Tess and Papa Arnold. Never really calling them Mama, Papa, Mimi, Mother, ganon. I felt really strange around them, especially my dad. Until I turned 14, ganon, I probably only saw him twice or 3 times. My whole entire childhood. My mom, it was weird kasi I somehow had a grudge against my mom for not showing up sa mga DSWD visits. Sometimes I wanted her to show up for my big events. Eventually, when I was 15, I had soccer tournaments. I had my first communion, mga ganon. And I saw that finally, she was making an effort to show up. The last every promise she made to me was na she'd show up for my grade 10 moving up ceremony. Pero she was sick then. She had cancer and she never really made it. So to honor that, it was my dad who came and yung kaklose ko na kapatid na kuya. And I guess from then on, nagtry na bumawi yung tatay ko na siguro nga he probably needs to be more involved in the lives of me and my siblings. So, pretty strained. Kasi, it's weird kasi to say that my biological family is one of the triggers of my condition. My condition at the time when I was a kid, pwede siyang maiwasan sana eh. It just got even more triggered with being treated like hindi ako tao dun sa adoptive family ko. Especially with the yung partner of my mom at the time. Mga family friends niya, mga ganun. Though okay na kami, okay, it's just, there's no closeness. It's just mutualism na silent treatment. Silent treatment is the worst thing that you could ever do to a person. Kasi mabuti pa yung sinasabi mo na nag-negotiate ka. Hindi ko kasi gusto hindi kita gusto dahil ganito ginagawa mo, ganon. wala na kasing sinasabi sa akin. Hindi talaga ako iniimikan. You feel like less of a person. And I started having my symptoms show for my condition at the time. Though I didn't know it was PTSD, I had already been going to countless of therapy sessions to prevent PTSD because of several cases of neglect and abuse. I needed help, I needed support, and I was going to therapy. So since hindi ko naman ako napunta na therapy at that time, I needed my family. Your family is the first thing that you'll go to if you needed help. I couldn't really go to my biological family kasi I was young. I didn't know them much, as well as I didn't have any form of contacting them. Nung bata ako, gusto ko na may cellphone ako kasi gusto ko makontak yung pamilya ko. Gusto ko may contact ako sa kanila pareho. Pero the only way to do that was through DSWD or through my adoptive mom. And I couldn't really do that a lot. Probably I could, pero nahihiya siguro. And I didn't know what to tell them. The level of closeness wasn't there. At the same time, nandiyan na nga yung hindi nga ako kinakausap. If ever I said I needed help, ibabalik lang nila sa akin na, ikaw kasi ang kulit mo, pasaway mo, ganun. And, that's not really what someone would need na, kasalanan mo yun, kasi ganyan ka, ganun. Until now, ganyan pa rin yung view nila sa akin na lahat ginagawa mong kaaway, mga ganun. I needed more understanding at that time. And I was being constantly judged to the point na last year, my mom and I had a very big fight. She barged into my room, demanded my cell phone, which I was using to contact my former friends who had just all left me at school to go to different schools or to graduate and go to college. I was 10th grade and I was left with my classmates who were all bullying me. I had no support system whatsoever, especially with my adoptive family. My adoptive family were supportive. They were supportive in a way that they were giving your basic needs. Pero the support, probably, hingi ko sana na maintindihan din talaga sana nila ako at that time. My biological family was, nakatutok sila sa sakit ng biological mom ko, which was also pretty hard on me. And hindi ko mailabas. Probably, yung nagiging therapist ko at the time was my grade 10 advisor. Sa kanya ko talaga siya iniiyakan or ganon. I had one friend, we don't talk anymore. Pero this one friend, he was 12th grade and I was 10th grade. Siya yung naging support system ko, not my family. It was always very strained. Actually, last year, March 8, since we had a very big fight at that day, nawawalan na akong ganang pumasok. I had already quit all my hobbies, music, dance, theater, soccer, mga ganon. Lahat. Unting-unti ayaw ko na pumasok sa school kasi binubully nga ako. Pagka, nagbibigay ako ng excuse, sinasabi ko may sakit ako, ganon. And then, magagalit sa akin yung nanay ko kasi bakit di daw ako pumasok, nga ganyan. Kaya sa hindi inintindi na lang sana. Or, sinabi sa akin, bakit di ka nagsabi na hindi ka papasok, ganon. Hindi ko kasi masabi kasi their pressure is on you na hindi ka na nga pinapansin. Tapos, at the same time, binubully ka din sa school. There's conflict everywhere at the time na sobrang stressed out. Eventually, my mom came into my room. We had a big fight and I just had enough. I left our house and went to our old childhood house. It was nice to be in a familiar place. So, I've been there ever since, and now yung kids that I have guardianship over are now there with me. So, it's still pretty strained. Like the other day, kinuha ko yung mga gamit ko. As after 1 year, binigyan ko ng 1 year period sa sarili ko na hindi ko muna kukunin yung gamit ko kasi baka mali mo, mapag-desisyonan ko or maging okay kami na tapos pwede akong bumalik, umuwi, hindi ko na kailangan supportahan ang sarili ko. Ganon. Kasi willing naman ng mom ko eh. But then, emotionally, I I'm not ready to go through that kind of stress again. So, yun ang pinili ko. And I think that's somehow working out. It's just, kung kinuha namin yung gamit, I said hi and then thank you sa, sa partner ng nanay ko. Because she packed all my things na kasi I was trying to get all my things, move it to my house ngayon. Kasi gagamitin ng mga bata, ng mga bata ko. Parang, I said, thank you po. Sabi yung ganun. Salamat po, ate, ganun. Hindi ako pinansin. That's the kind of treatment that I just hated talaga at that time. To the point na hindi ko na kinaya. And every single time, I point that out to my mom. Alam ko naman siguro nakukuha niya kung saan ako nanggagaling. Pero, lagi niyang pinipilit na dapat ako yung mag-sorry. Kasi, ganyan lang daw sila mag-react sa akin kasi pasaway daw ako noon o gano'n. Pero kung gano'n, hindi naman dapat na silent treatment, I guess. There's other ways to respond and make a person improve themselves, not make them worse or feel bad emotionally. If I could rewrite my story, I don't know if I'd change it. Pero at the same time, ang hirap yung nadaanan ko na so many years of like neglect or abuse or psychological abuse na or ganon, even bullying or ganon. I'd want that out of my life, siguro. To be called and seen as a regular, normal person sana. That would be nice. Kasi you look at other families. Sometimes I'd visit my friends. Bigla silang niluluto na ulam, mga ganon. And I'd say, sana all. Mga ganon. Kasi, syempre, supporting na ako sa sarili ko. I'm not getting that anymore. Minsan, yung mga kaibigan ko, they'll crash at my house. They'll say, hindi ako binigyan ng allowance ng magulang ko or nagre-reklamo lang na isang araw or 2 araw hindi sila nag-show up sa school event nila, gano'n, or hindi pumunta sa parent conference kasi ayaw daw nila sa kanya, gano'n. Minsan, naiingit na lang ako kasi may gano'n pala, pwede pala yun, gano'n. Kasi sa akin, may times talaga hindi talaga mag-show up yung ko. Yung kids na inaano ko ngayon, so their mom passed away, right? Ever since I was 14, so I got everything together. I tried to do my best. I was working in secret from my mom. My mom found out, my adoptive mom found out when I was 16. Nag-overtime pala ako. Nagsistay ako, nagtatambay sa school. And she got mad. Pero I don't know if she ever found out that I was working. Na nag-tutor ako, nagsa-sideline ako, ganon. Parang siguro nakaka-pressure at the time na may ganun pala akong pero at the same time, it was one of the reasons na siguro without that happening to my sister, hindi ko maiayos yung buhay ko ngayon without setting goals for myself strictly because I wanted to evolve my life around the kids.